What music they make.
Metal.
Sejam bem-vindos a mais um podcast de Metal Global. Hoje a conversa é com os Voivod sobre o concerto ao vivo com a Orquestra Sinfónica Live, que chega às lojas no próximo dia 5 de junho, através da Century Media Records, Sony Music em Portugal. Antes da conversa com o guitarrista Chewy, não quero mais lembrar que tem a versão rádio exclusivo na RTP Play. É passar por lá e procurar por Metal Global. Com mais de 40 anos de carreira, os canadianos Voivod preparam-se para lançar Symphonique. O registro chega ao mercado a 5 de junho através da Century Media Records e junta ao metal progressivo da banda, a Orquestra Sinfónica do Quebeque. Trata-se de um concerto gravado em junho do ano passado no Grand Théâtre da Cidade do Quebeque e que reúne ao longo de 73 minutos um alinhamento especial com 12 dos temas mais marcantes do grupo. Os canadianos regressam a Portugal no verão para atuar no Sonic Blast Fest, que se realiza de 6 a 8 de agosto. Para falar sobre este registro ao vivo, a conversa é com o guitarrista Daniel Chewy. How are you, Daniel?
How are you, Matthias? George.
Yeah. How are you? How is everything with you?
Yeah, good. Very busy, but good. Healthy.
Yeah, that's good. Been talking to a lot of people about Symphonique yet?
Yeah, I think I talked about it with a lot of friends, but not on formal interviews yet. Because I think you're my first.
Well, let's go for it. And first of all, how did this idea came about for you guys to actually record like a live record with a symphonic orchestra?
Where the ideas come from?
Yeah. How did it start? How was, let's do it? Was just like that?
Actually, we were invited by the symphony orchestra. We didn't even think about doing it. It was kind of a dream without, we knew it was impossible. So it was just like a dream for every one of us. We didn't even talk about it together. It was like every musician's dream or composer dream to play with an orchestra with your own songs, But actually, a matter of circumstances, the Symphonic Orchestra of Montreal invited Voivod to do a special concert. Because of the reputation of Voivod, because of the music we composed, and because of the press and the career, and especially Away, the drummer, Michel Langevin. He was very implicated in helping young kids that have different brains, so to speak, to make music. And he would play the drums on their songs and help them construct their song. And homeless guy, which is a journalist, and they sell a kind of journal on the street to gather money for a better living. And they wrote an article on him. And in the article, it was mentioned that Voivod was inspired by, movie soundtracks and classical music. And one of the player of the orchestra, which is a bassoon player, he's a big fan of metal and of Voivod, and he suggested to the symphonic orchestra if it would be possible, and they read the article, and then it went from there. And so we got the invitation. We were back from Europe, and there was a message on Away's voicemail saying, the orchestra, the Symphonic Orchestra of Montreal is looking for you. Where are you? And we were just landing in the country after a tour. So it went from there, and then we worked for a year. And we never knew it was to be recorded and released, but we really hoped to even get videos and all that, but it's super expensive. And since we are not the producer of the show, we had to figure out a way to if there was a possibility to record it. And the Symphony Orchestra of Quebec City, we worked with them for the third show we did, because they invited us as well after, you know, all the arrangement, the orchestration was done. We can go anywhere in the world and play it. So all it takes is an invitation from the orchestra, because we're not Metallica. We cannot buy ourselves an orchestra. We need the invitation. So, sorry, Metallica, it was not against you or anything. But yeah, that's the reality of it. Yeah. So we could record it in Quebec City, and we worked out all the legal stuff, all the rights stuff for the musician and union and all that. So we could decide, okay, let's produce it, and let's find some money and do it, because it's not going to happen twice in your lifetime. You know? So here it is. So everybody now can enjoy the recording, and it's live, and it's alive. Yeah. It's warm. So we're really, really proud of it.
So when that invitation came about the first time, obviously then came the, choose a set list, which songs would fit better. So how did you guys came about with the set list, with the songs, to make arrangements for it? Were those songs already kind of predisposed for that kind of sound? How did that work with you guys?
That's a very good question. Actually, it was we discussed quite a bit about it. Everybody had their opinions and all that, but we agreed very fast. As you may know, I studied music and orchestration and jazz guitar at university, so I have a different perspective on it already. And we went through the catalog, and we wanted to include as much as possible, all the eras of the band. But it had to be songs that have a rich harmonic terrain, so to speak. Floor, harmonic floor, so to speak. Maybe it's a better word. And so we and some songs with a lot of more space, and some songs very, punchy and fast. But we had to think about the lines, the chords, the harmony, so it would be more interesting for the orchestrator to work with these songs, and for us to play, and for the orchestra to be in the center. So we came up with, there would have been other possibilities, but I think there are some classic titles and some hidden gems as well. Like Cosmic Drama is one of my favorite Voivod song, and I think the orchestration on that one is amazing, and I thought it was a really, really good choice. The other one that I'm really proud of is The End of Dormancy, which was inspired by the movies like Ben-Hur back in the late 60s, late 50s, early 60s, with full orchestras. That back in the day they had a conductor in the studio, and like Star Wars and all that. So we wanted to have this kind of colors, and we wrote the song. I wrote the song backstage in Germany, thinking about Roman quartal harmony with horns and all that, like in the movie, and it sounds like the navy battle in Ben-Hur, So with the orchestra, it's just magical, and we have some citation, like in Pre-Ignition. There's a part where Voivod kind of got very inspired by Stravinsky, The Rites of Springs. So I told the orchestrator, just copy paste that part from The Rite of Spring in the good key, because I think we're a half step beside. And I said, there's no subtlety. You have to go for it. We have to assume, own this is Stravinsky and full blast. Let's not hide from it. So the chills I had when we played that part. I mean, the whole show, but this part, I was like, I'm in Stravinsky's band. It was amazing, so powerful. So all the tracks were chosen a little bit like that. We played the Pink Floyd cover as well, because it's part of the catalog now. It's almost like a Voivod song. So with the orchestra, it was majestic, very large, and it was quite an adventure.
This experience opens up for the future Voivod records, just to go completely crazy. Okay, let's actually do and think about from the start with an orchestra. Does that, that experience excite you in a way that maybe we should go a step further with Voivod now?
Actually, I think from an early age of the band, I mean, from Killing Technology, you can hear the orchestra. For me, that's always how I felt as a kid, like 11 years old, listening to the first albums. Like, I mean, from Killing Technology and on, it sounded like an orchestra, even though there were only one guitar, one bass, one drum, one vocals. And because the music is inspired by orchestral music and progressive bands, so we're just going to go on with that mentality, but it surely transformed us in a way that we don't understand yet. So I think we're not aware of the impact we had from that experience yet, and we're going to redo it in a few months, early next year, at Voivod's hometown. So it's going to be a different experience. And what I played with orchestras before outside of Voivod, but what I realize now is that each orchestra has its own color, its own way of playing. Quebec City was different than Montreal. Montreal was very incisive and very tight and very precise, and Quebec City was as well, but there was a warmth to it, which I'm happy to have captured on the record. There was a kind of a warm, that different feel that we didn't have in Montreal. Both were great. Don't get me wrong, but so I can't wait to play with the orchestra in Voivod's hometown, and I'm sure it impacted the way we write. But at the same time, on the new songs, I'm feeling a little bit more metal. Like, I'm trying to bring back the like all the palm muting sound of the thrash metal era. But some parts are crazy and psychedelic as well. So we never know with Voivod,
And one thing about orchestras, obviously their tempo, it's all very precise. Normally there is, obviously they have a partiture in front of them and they go with it. But with a rock band, things when timing wise tend to go a bit, you guys can slow down a bit, can fasten up a bit. So playing with an orchestra kind of kept you on your toes, trying to be as precise as possible for things not to go, crazy. How was, obviously you guys are professional musicians, you've been doing this for a long time, but how was that experience of having an orchestra behind and knowing that you cannot fuck up a tempo at all?
You're totally right. That's a great observation that you have there. And there was a lot of pressure on the drummer, of course. Yeah. Away was like very focused, but he did a fantastic job. He had a lot on his soldier, because an orchestra is like a big boat. You can't stop it like that. The boat continues a few seconds. You have to stop. So the great challenge was we had a few changes in the song, because sometimes we would stop playing and let the orchestra go by themselves, or let the orchestra play the intro. So we had to change our own habits of the song. So that was the first challenge, especially when you play the same song over 30 years and then you have to play it differently. That's the first thing. The other thing was the tempo and cues, because Dina Gilbert, who conducted, actually we studied together in university, and that's where I met her, and that's why I asked her to be the conductor of the project, and she knew the music sheet by heart. She practiced at home, and I sent her also a document with many pages to tell her, watch out this passage, watch out this tempo change, this metric change, it's tricky, blah, blah, blah. So she knew all these sand traps, so to speak. And we had the chance to rehearse But with orchestra, you have the clock and the minutes and the seconds are going down, and they won't play another second if it goes to zero, because it's a new union thing. But she was so efficient with the orchestra, and I could translate the music sheet to the band, to Voivod, and talk to her with the music sheet and say, okay, let's take back at 1:45 on the last beat on this, because we could speak the same language. So I think I saw a few gazes from the orchestra looking at me like I was an alien, but it was a very, very fun experience, but a lot of pressure. And away, the drummer hold it all together. And he that's why he was sitting on the side with a plexiglass, because of the sound of the cymbals and the drums not to be leaked too much in the microphone of the orchestra. And he had the visuals on us, on me, because I was giving cue as well sometimes, but mainly on Dina, the conductor. And Dina could see the drummer as well. And that was the connection with the orchestra. So if that was solid, the whole thing was solid. And it went really, really well, but it's a lot of stress. But that was the key there, the communication between Dina and Away on the drums and the orchestra. And I had a few gaze and a few looks to make sure everything was okay.
And for you as a guitar player, you use in-ear monitors for this performance, obviously. How was for you to hear if you could hear anything from the background? How was that experience for you? I mean, you played with orchestras before, so it was nothing new for you. But how is it as a guitar player to hear, all that majestic sound coming in your ears and try to play guitar at the same time?
Yeah, it takes a lot of space, 65 musicians in the background. So we had a kind of subgroups. We could choose strings or, brass, horns, flutes, blah, 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 perks. I turned down the perks quite a bit. I had the drums pretty loud in the band, like I'm used to. But I made room for the strings and the horns because I wanted to hear it. I wanted to be inside the orchestra. So I had a good mix, and it was all stereo. And of course, we didn't use amps for this one. So we used the fractal audio directly into the board, and the bass as well was with the Torpedo 2 Notes. I think it's the company. So the only direct thing was the vocal and the drum. So we didn't pollute the stage much with some amps or anything like that. So it made it easier to hear everything. And of course, I played with the orchestra before, but it was the first time that I played my own compositions orchestrated with a band like Voivod, which is not supposed to happen in a lifetime. So it was incredible. But for the in-ear monitors, it was a must in that situation. And I used in-ear monitors in TV shows and freelance gigs and stuff like that. With Voivod, I prefer still the old school wedge on stage when we play in clubs and all that. But on this one, we had to use in-ears. And I had a pretty good mix. Not the ideal, but the ideal to work and to play and to perform. Yeah. So sometimes the orchestra and the volume fluctuates, and then sometimes the guitar got buried in my mix. So I couldn't hear what I was playing, but I know my songs enough to work it out. And then it got quiet, too much quiet sometimes. But that's the beauty of the breathing lungs of an orchestra. So we played with the dynamics as well as a band, and we do live as well. We're one of the few thrash metal bands, prog metal band that plays with the nuance a little bit.
Yeah, that's something that's kind of a lost art in a way, because when you listen to records, it's all up here, and sometimes you need that breathing space, even for the ears to rest a bit and for you to feel kind of the emotion of the song. And when everything is up there, after a couple songs, the ears get tired and you get tired as well.
You are totally right. You're totally right. I think that's something I'm gonna be influenced by for the next record.
Yeah. And speaking of the next record, the Synchro Anarchy was released in 2022. So are you guys already working on new songs? Is there any plan for the new album? What's the idea so far?
We actually recorded a few songs already. We're doing it step by step because our schedules, individual and as a band, we start writing together and then there's a tour, so we have to stop and slow down and all that. So I came up with the idea, okay, let's record the songs we have, you know, like if they're completed, let's record them right away and do it step by step. So we went into the studio. I think we have 3 songs recorded and we're going to wait for 3 other songs to be completed and go there and record 3 others. And then maybe 2 or 3 more. So we're in the process, and I'm gonna bring my computer and sound card and in the there's a knock on the door.
Yep.
Can you hold on?
Yeah, I can hold on. Yes.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I have to take care of this. It was not the. Are we live on the video?
No. It's okay. You can. Yeah, it's fine. If you have to do something.
Thank you. 1 minute.
Okay. It's okay.
I bought a guitar in Japan and it just arrived.
Well,
and I'm very excited, so I had to pay the customs. And sorry about that.
It's okay. What guitar did you get?
I bought a Greco, Greco, and it's a brand it was made in Japan in the 70s, and it was all the copies of Gibson jazz guitar. So it's a hollow body with a cutaway to play jazz. I just hope the neck is not broken with the transport, but I can't check it out right now, so I'll have the surprise in a moment.
Hopefully it's a good it's a good surprise anyway, so it won't be broken. Thanks. And we were just talking about, you guys were in the studio recording a few songs, so the plan is maybe at the end of next year to have the album done, or are you guys not going to rush that at all?
We have a big tour this summer, so in 1 month from now we're going to go on the road almost for 3 months, so it's going to slow down the process, of course. But like I said, I'm going to bring my computer and try to write some stuff. We have stuff already written, but it's going to take a little bit of time. But at least the process is started, and we have already a few songs recorded. And so it's very encouraging. And I think playing together for such a long time, all summer, will get the chemistry going, and it's gonna, after that it's gonna go faster for arrangements and all that, because we're gonna be on fire.
You mentioned already some of the songs that you enjoyed with the orchestra. Was there any of the songs that surprised you the most the way it turned out?
I think my favorite ones are the singles. I mean, The End of Dormancy really, really, really came out amazing. And, I mean, Cosmic Drama is one of my favorite, and Forgotten in Space as well. I think it came out really great. And Nuclear War is really what it is. I mean, you just read the title and you feel the orchestration in the music. It's more primal, this arrangement, but it's super efficient because the song is breathing. You know, it's not very dense, so you can really get the vibe extrapolated by tens. You know, like it's very apocalyptic.
Very good. All right, Daniel, I won't keep you longer. Thank you very much for your time. Go try that guitar, because no, it's okay.
Sorry.
I know how it feels when you get something that you're really looking forward to. And I know you want to just open that box to see if everything is okay. I hope to see you guys soon. This record is really nice. Yeah. It's a great, it's a great take on Voivod songs. It's, it's surprising because it's not something that me as a fan expected to ever hear, but I mean, never say never, I guess. That's what they say.
What were the odds, so we embrace it.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a great day and hope to see you soon. All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Me too. Cheers. Bye.
Metal Global foi conversa com Daniel Pshui, guitarrista dos Voivod, para contar tudo sobre a novidade Symphonique Live, que chega às lojas no próximo dia 5 de junho, esta sexta-feira, basicamente, através da Century Media, Sony Music, em Portugal. E assim chega ao final deste programa. Dúvidas ou sugestões, podem enviar e-mail jorge.botas@rtp.pt. Visite o site metalglobal.pt e sigam no Twitter e Instagram em @mountainking. Façam like na página do Facebook do Metal Global. E se estão a ouvir esta versão em Apple Podcast, Spotify ou YouTube Music, é subscrever para não perder nenhum episódio. Eu volto no próximo programa. Um forte abraço.
Children of the night, you will live through the centuries to come, as I have lived. Good night.